If you're part of people who want to know how to get out of the house, how to plot your escape from the initial beginning days, especially if you have no savings, no money, nothing to your name, but you still want to move out and be comfortable, this video is for you. For my father went to do a whole background research on the company. I say, you go girl, because I'm not coming home.
I am a dear sweetie. Hey sweetie, we love baby.
Hey sweeties, welcome back to another video. If this is your first time, sweetie, then thank you so much for clicking on this video. And if this is not, if you're a returning subscriber, if you're a #1 supporter, thank you so much for being a sweetie baby. If you're not subscribed, girl, I don't know what you're waiting for, okay? Subscribe and be part of the sweetie gang, okay? Well, let me just say this, okay? If you're lucky to have parents who are supportive of like, oh, mommy, I want to move out of the house. Like, oh, okay, where are you going to stay? We'll bring you food. If you're lucky to have parents like that, God bless you. Thank your stars. You do not know how lucky you are. But some of us that have to fight our way out of freedom, have to fight our way a means of freedom. If you're part of those very selected few, this video is for you. In fact, if you're watching this video is for you, okay? Okay, so get yourself 2 shots of vodka, a pen, and a note, because we need liquid courage while we plot, okay? Subscribe and leave a comment down below, okay? And let's get into this video. So the first tip I have for you is to find your golden opportunity. Now, my golden opportunity was NYC. Mind you, I have been plotting this escape since 100 level, but we'll get into that in a bit. Find your golden opportunity and make sure you pray to God that it sticks, because this is not in the physical. This needs to happen in the spiritual before it can manifest. You hear me? You hear me? So find your golden opportunity. My golden opportunity was NYC. I feel like that is usually the easiest way out of the house, because obviously your parents know that you're going to serve. They know that you have to probably leave, home to be in another place, and they have no control over this particular situation. So you can either use NYC or school, to leave to go to school and then stay back, something like that. So that is how. So you just need to, like, look at the way your life is and see a way you can find an opportunity. So if it's masters, you want to move abroad and you're like, oh, how do I get there? You cannot just say, I'm going, that's like, what are you going to do there? Are you going to go and do like Yahoo or something? You get what I'm saying? But if you have like a legit reason to leave the house, capitalize on that and let that pave way for you. So another thing would be to start planning for your escape. So now we have an opportunity. My opportunity was NYC. So now we have an opportunity. Start planning for your escape. So when I came to Lagos to serve, the next thing in my mind was, how do I get a job after NYC? So my first plan was to get retained at where I was working, because they love me. I'm a sweetie. What's there not to love? That was the first plan, to get retained after NYC. Another thing was, I already started looking for jobs elsewhere, because I was going to get an offer before NYC ended, because that was the only way my father would let me stay back in Lagos. Because it's like, what are you doing there? It's like, I have a job, sir. That's why I'm here. Okay, cheers. But start planning ahead. I didn't want to ask them for money for my next year's rent. So what I did, of course, I started saving for my next year's rent, so that I didn't have to ask them for money for that, while I get my feeting in the whole, oh, living by yourself situation. Which, now that I think about it, I've been doing it for a minute, so big up to me. But yeah, start planning towards the opportunity. Now make sure you put things in place strategically, just so that everything can later fall in place, God willing. So this one is personally for me. Don't ask for permission. For me, one thing about me is that if there's something I really want to do, I don't ask for permission, because it's like, I want to do it. But You will know why I didn't ask for permission in the next point, so stay tuned, okay? But personally, don't ask for permission, okay? If this is something that you're really passionate about and you have put plans in place and it's an opportunity for you to latch onto, I feel like you should then do it. You should do it, then tell them. So it's like after I had renewed my rent, okay, I had accepted the job offer. I then told my parents, oh, I will not be coming back because I got an offer. I'm retained and I'm staying back. I already paid my next year's rent. Like give them no room for say no, basically. So I didn't ask for permission, and you should not too. So you should do all the things that I honestly believe in. Better to ask for forgiveness than permission. I believe in that so much because you can say sorry and they will get over it, but you will not get over the fact that they will say no, and you because you don't want to be disobedient. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you say, come back home and then you stay. You're like the prodigal child. That's cool with you, do you, boo. But we are being very strategic, okay? So don't ask for permission, put things in place to make it impossible. Put things in place to make it impossible for them to say no. But remember that there has to be an overarching opportunity. Please, I'm not saying run away from the house. I'm not saying leave your parents' house and just run away. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that latch onto an opportunity. So whether it's your masters, NYSC, schooling, whatever it may be, marriage, okay, whatever it may be, just latch onto something and build on that. Now, the only reason I had the guts, I mean, apart from the fact that but the only reason I had the guts to not ask for permission is because I bribed them beforehand without them knowing. You're probably like, huh? Yes. So, because I knew I wanted to move out of the house immediately, I was done with school. Immediately, baby. Immediately. What I started to do was from 100 level to my 400 level, I never did a damn thing wrong. Not a single thing. Now, hear me out. So, I'm one of those people who believe in delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. And with the kind of parents I have, now this is peculiar to your family and how your parents are. So, it's like you just need to know what do your parents like? What do your parents want their ideal child to look like? If your parents were to mold and craft their perfect child, what would they do? So my parents would want a child that listens to their every word, who eats out of their palm, who is like when they say don't do this, they don't do this, don't go here, they don't go here, don't do this, don't do this. I did not do anything for myself for 4 years. I was living off of what my parents told me to do. My parents told me to do this, this, and this, and that was all I did for 4 years straight. Why? Because I knew that when I was when it was time for me to not ask for permission, I was going to do it with my chest tied, with my heart tied to the back of a tree. My sister would always tease like, how is it that you're going to school so far off and you come back when school closes? Some people usually like stay a week after school closes and then come back home, leave home 2 weeks before school closes, and then do you hear what I'm saying? If you know, you know. If you know, you know, right? But I never did that. I never did it. Like my father could trust me that when I say I'm going to school, I'm actually going to school. And when I'm coming back, I'm actually coming back. So that was what I used that was the trust I used to build on. So that when the opportunity for NYC presented itself, he knew I was going to Lagos. He knew I actually had a job. He knew I was living somewhere. I built on that trust. So it was 4 years of planning, 4 years coming. Okay, but you just bribe them. Now, for my last and final point on how to escape prison, aka your African parents' home, you have to let them know that you're stable because depending on how frisky your parents are, some people will fly down to see the house you're living in, place to work. My parents are not frisky like that, sha. But they were always calling, how is work? What are you doing? Who are you working for? My father went to do a whole background research on the company. I say, you go girl, because I'm not coming home. So it's like, whenever they ask you questions like, oh, how is work? Where do you work? If they ask for an address, if they ask for your boss's number, what, right? Just give it to them. Let them know that, oh, okay, maybe once in a while, if you have family that stays in the same location as where you're going, like I already have one relative that stays here in Lagos, so it's like I've gone to see her so she knows that I'm okay, and I know that I can just like drop information like breadcrumbs for her because I know that she would obviously gossip about me to my parents. Things might not hard. So it's like whatever information that I tell them a bit, I tell her the other bit so she can tell them. So everything comes together. Because since they did not usher you into the world, which they quite frankly would never have done. But since they did not usher you into the world, like, oh, go out there, go into the world and what's like, that's what I said. You're like, but you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? But since they didn't do that, they want to be sure that, oh, okay, that even though she's not staying with me, she's okay. And as a woman, as a daddy, girl, this thing is getting into me. I'm not even gonna hold you. I feel for the first, I want to say first 1 year, first 6 months, 1 year, you want to be very open with conversations with them. You want to let them know. You want to give them gist, even though it's quite literally unnecessary for me, Sha. But if that will put their mind to ease and will make them not get on the flight to come here, because I remember the one time last year when my father was in Lagos, and he told me he was here, and I went to him at the airport. Stuff like that, it's like it affirms them to know that, oh, okay, she's leaving, and like she's actually living and she's comfortable and she's fine, right? So they don't have to think too much of, oh, is she okay? Like, should we go do a snatch and grab? Yeah, sure, let them feel a certain level of certainty so that they can have a new normal to know that, okay, oh, this girl no longer stays with us, this boy no longer stays with us, this is how his life is now. Like, this is part of our new normal, that our child stays here and no longer stays with us. That's my 2 cents. So I hope you guys have been able to take notes, write down your notes, and be strategic. And pray, pray. This is my bonus tip. Pray, hey, 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 hey. Because you do not want the enemy interfacing with your plan. You do not want that to happen. So please pray. And honestly, coming to Lagos was one of the best things I did for myself. God knows. And I feel like that was one of the first things I did that really aligned with the plan God had for me. So pray about it, girl. If you've been on my channel, you know how I moved to Lagos and how everything was on face. That is it for this video, my sweeties. Let me know if you have any other tips on how to run away from your father's house in the comment section below. Let me know if you have any other tips at all for people like us who, like, I mean, I don't need to run away again, but it's like, if I wanted to run away again, what would I do? Let us know in the comment section for anyone who needs more tips than I've already given. And if you run away successfully, please give us gist. Let us know you're a sweetie. Like, let us know what's going on. Like, how did they take it? My parents are. My father was in denial. I'm not even gonna lie. My father was in denial. Like, even because after I was in Lagos for a bit, I traveled home. That was like the first time I went home after NYC. My friend was in denial. He was thinking I was. What I see, you know, I did when I traveled. I came with one small suitcase, so that they would know that this girl is not coming back home. I came with one small suitcase. My friend was in denial almost till I left and went back. She was like, that was when it now dawned on him that his child no longer stays in the Abuja. I was like, so yeah, let us know how everything panned out for you. Give us gist in the comment section, sweetie, okay? And if you're not already subscribed, please, we have so much fun in this community. Like, all us sweeties, we have coconut head, okay? So please subscribe, be a part of the conversation in the comments, and share this video for somebody who wants to escape prison, okay? Because I'm pretty sure these tips can work in prison. What do you think? What do you think? I think it can work in prison, Abby. I don't know. Love and life, my sweeties. Love and life, my loves. Love and life, my darlings. I love you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.